Yo, am I to put my tinfoil hat on for this? Because again, since Sony is now the monopoly on video games, it's very odd that they're just now talking about not putting their main line games on PC. Because the fact of the matter is, it's just a bigger audience, and again, a greater audience is moving to PC as we speak. Like to this day, moving away from consoles, and it's because consoles aren't really competing with each other, and people are realizing that they're receiving worse products because of it. So they're moving to PC. And now here's where the conspiracy, right, is coming from, right? I've done so many videos about Steam and Valve being attacked by seemingly a bunch of random and unrelated parties, but they seem to be getting all coming from the same angle, and they're all seem to be hyper fixating on Steam and Valve in particular for things that other companies suffer from. Other, like the recent one was gambling and loot boxes. My brother in Christ, or my sister in Christ, because it's the judge, so many other games are suffering from this that it'd be such an easier target to go after, like, I don't know, EA. But they're attacking Steam because Steam's getting attacked from all sides. And I feel like Sony choosing not to put their exclusives on PC is part of that. And it's like, okay, because they're not selling. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, assuming people don't just have a single uh, console, like a lot of people that have like PlayStation also have a PC, and vice versa. A lot of people that have an Xbox also has a PC, so odds are they probably already play these games on their selected console. So it just makes sense that you're not going to really get them buying it again. And it's also that back in the day when exclusives was the point of the consoles, yeah, you'd fucking buy the console just to play them. Back when the companies and consoles actually competed with each other and you were getting just banger fucking games, but that's not the case anymore. And even exclusives that are coming out, like Spider Man and God of War, are kind of falling flat. Like, if you have a PC, you already have access to one of the greatest gaming libraries, like, period. The only reason you'd have a PlayStation is like the reason you'd have an iPhone is um, to pick up chicks, I suppose. It's like the luxury item. It's like you see it sitting there and it looks cool, it looks sleek, but I mean, what, you play fucking Y2K on it? The type of people that, they don't want to say they're gamers, but they play the games, the douchebags that play Y2K. PlayStation hits like God of War and Spider Man did not replicate the success on Steam. Again, because, yeah, I assume people have multiple consoles. They don't just have one. The word is that Sony is rolling back on strategy of releasing big exclusive single player games, the likes of Marvel Spider-Man, The Last of Us, and God of War on Windows PC, without putting formal reporting out there. Several well-connected journalists have suggested that the strategy's days are numbered. It's like, I mean, why? Like, they try to do this even with publishing. Like that Crimson Desert game. they're in talks about having Sony publish it. And Sony's like, oh no, you have to only release on PlayStation. And Crimson, like Pearl Abyss, was like, no, we're going to now self publish because we believe our game can stand on its own 2 feet. And I think this is, I don't know if Pearl Abyss is indie, but they made Black Desert, which was an alright game. So they clearly believe that their product can stand alone and it doesn't need to resort to Sony tactics. And there's so many fucking times that Sony actively tried to kill like the games and the companies they published with. Like they tried doing this with Helldivers. They tried doing this with Stellar Blade. And I give Pearl Abyss props. They're like, no, peace out, bitch. We ain't doing that shit. We're gonna release to everybody. The sense I'm getting is that they're backing away from putting their exclusive console stuff, like traditional single player stuff, on PC. I think that's going to stop. Size here, Marvel Wolverines is as one example of an in-house Sony game that may never get a PC version. Again, that's just a bad choice. Because, I mean, you're already the monopoly, but now you're kneecapping a good portion of your consumer base. And let's be frank, people play on PC because they want to play games at like higher frame rate, higher resolution. Like, can PlayStation even reach 120 frames? And I am asking because games like God of War, like The Last of Us 2, like these are very cinematic, very stylized, realistic games. Like the best, and again, if you care about graphics, again, the best place to play them is PC, unless your PlayStation can get PC specs, in which case, and I don't think it can, in which case, but if it could, I guess I can see why. I don't know, I just think this is just an anti-consumer move. Like, you're the monopoly, and it's not like you're releasing good games. I mean, you're releasing games based off, older titles. I mean, there's probably I've seen like that Project Windless game. I sure hope that doesn't just release on PlayStation, because again, I'm in the market. Like whoever's studio is making that game, they could get my money, but PlayStation is being like, no, you're not allowed to get money from more people. But again, Project Windless isn't a major PlayStation IP like Marvel Spider-Man or The Last of Us or God of War, so there's still a chance. And I don't think it's the end of them putting their games on PC. I just think actively kneecapping your consumer base is just a bad idea. And again, at a time where Xbox is shitting the bed, you're being more of a nah, we're just not going to do it. It's like, bro, whatever. But again, I gave my opinion. Again, aside from the tinfoil hat type shit, a lot of games like these are just going to be off of all older games. Like Stellar Blade 2 better fucking come out on PC. Like, okay, I can wait if it's an exclusive. I don't care to wait. But come on now. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Peace out.